Hello guys, hope all of you are doing well. In this presentation, I am here to emphasize the importance and the paying of very close attention when you are entering your flight deck before you even sit down, settle down, what you do, and then how you should attend to your checklists. It is so crucial, so important that I cannot overemphasize the importance of these actions before you even start the flight. So when you enter the flight deck, you have a general lookout on what is in front of you, so that you see that everything that has to be in its rightful place is there. Okay, all the numerical values are reading correctly. All the levers, all the switches, all the caution and warning lights that are meant to be illuminated on the ground are meant to be there. If anything is out of place, for example, a CB or CBs have popped out, a lever is not in its place, for example, a power lever or a condition lever is not in its place, okay, or anything that is abnormal, all right, you first of all, before you set it to its rightful place, it is important you consult the maintenance team, the engineers. They might have been working on it, they might have forgotten it, and you are not eligible to reset any circuit breaker which has popped out because you don't know why it's popped out. You don't assume, oh no, it's just popped out, maybe let me put it in. It doesn't work like that. Okay, oh no, the power lever is meant to be at disk, I'll just put it at disk. No, because maintenance, when they do the resets, especially on soft faults and all that, they move around with the condition levers and the power levers and all sorts of things by doing some work on the wardrobe rack behind the cockpit door. So there's lots of things happening. So you should not touch anything until you consult them. Another very important thing is that the engineers they do forget to put things back after they have done their work. For example, the alternate gear release door, which is on top of the first officer, or the main landing gear extension door, which is at the bottom. Those doors can be left open. If they are left open, you depart, you retract your landing gear will not retract and you'll have to come back and land. It will be an embarrassing situation and also it will be inconvenience to the company. All right. And you may be questioned as well. So please, can you pay close attention to this presentation on how diligently paying close attention to detail the whole flight deck inspection is done. And what I'm going to do, I am also going to be pausing the video as we go along to emphasize or re-emphasize what I've just said now. One last advice: close the cockpit door locked. Once you are in the cockpit, tell the cabin crew we will be doing briefings and checklists. We don't want any disturbance. No one should be entering the flight deck. All right. In that way, you will make sure that you're isolated, you are free from distractions and disturbance. All right. And you pay close attention to each and every item that you are meant to be factoring for the checks and the checklists. All right. And after you have done the briefing and the checklist, you may tell the cabin crew that we are done. Then the cockpit door can be open. So other personnel can be allowed to enter, bringing in your load sheet and other ramp personnel and whatever. Okay, but while you are inspecting your flight deck and while you're doing your checklist, it's very crucial that you and your first officer or you and your captain be alone in the flight deck doing every single thing diligently, paying close attention. It's called paying close attention to detail. Okay, so here I am entering the flight deck now and see what I'm doing, and I'll be pausing here and there to talk to you. So I'm checking my CB panel to see everything is intact. Then I move my eyes around the center pedestal, see everything looks good, all the knobs are in the rightful place. I look at the escape hatch, it's closed. I look at the alternate gear release door to see closed and the switch is at norm. I look at the right side CB panel of the first officer. I look all the ducts are in place, I look at the release toe at the bottom, check the test lights are working for the indication of the landing gear, and it has to be, this one has to be completely closed. Remember, these doors have got micro switches, and if those are not latched correctly, they will not close, and then you'll see that the gear will not retract once you are airborne. Okay, check all the knobs on the center pedestal are in place. The power levers, the condition lever, the flap lever, and the parking brake are in its place as well. The flap lever, when you check the flap lever, also confirm with its indication on the MFD on the first officer's side to see that they are relating. The lever position should be also the same as the indication. Okay, so if the lever is at 0 and the indication is showing other than 0, it means something is wrong. Similarly, for the parking brake pressure, minimum parking brake pressure is 500 psi. If you're saying number 2, if you're saying number 1, it's going to be 1000 psi, for example. But make sure that it's above 500 for the parking brake pressure, so that you don't have to later call the engineers. Can you please increase the parking brake pressure when passengers have boarded and then they've got to go outside, start pumping the pressure, and it's just it doesn't look good. Okay, so make sure all these are factored before you even sit down. Your caution warning light panel, CALP panel they call it, should have a certain number of caution lights illuminated on the ground and a certain number of warning lights illuminated on the ground. If any other light is coming up, then or it's there, means that you've got to tell the engineer that this light shouldn't be there. What is it doing there? It means there must be some sort of problem. Okay, there is a sequence to remember. Every person has got his own ways to remember. Me, I remember in my own way, but just make sure that normal operation, take a picture of the CALP, okay, and go home and memorize it, all right, and see what you're meant to be expecting. For example, if I just play a bit and pause, let's see if I can show you something here. Like here, for example. Okay, so I remember it like these ones here on the engines are like golf sticks. This is a cup, that's like a rugby ball, all right, for example. And then there's a sequence of how many on each of the 14 panels on the CALP, which lights are meant to be illuminated and which lights are not meant to be illuminated, okay, on the ground. So make sure you pay close attention to that. All right. So just moving my eyes around, fuel, check the fuel, that you have fuel. That's the first and foremost thing you got to check anyway, that you got fuel. All right, so you check your fuel on the ED at the bottom here to see how much fuel there is, so that you can advise the engineers accordingly to gas up the aircraft. And now we have done our briefing for this particular flight. So now I'm going to ask my first officer to read the pre-flight checks and the originating before start checks and the before start checks. So these three checklists are read on the ground. All I want you to do is to pay close attention on how I am responding to each and every item while it is being challenged to me, because it's called a challenge and response checklist. Now, it's very, very important that when you are challenged with an item, you don't only look at it, you actually look at it, you see it, you touch it, or you point it. All right. So if it's a switch, you touch it physically for its rightful position to be in. If it's a lever, the same. If it's a gear door, the same. If it's anything that can be touchable, you got to touch it. If it's a numerical value or something you cannot reach out like all the way to, let's say on MFD values on the first officer side, you point. All right, you point. All right, make sure that you develop these skills. Don't only respond. Don't only utter because you know it will be the same, because honestly, people have learned the hard way. They forget things, they leave it in the wrong place, and then they depart and this becomes an embarrassing. Sometimes it becomes even more critical. Okay, so make sure you develop the habit of looking, touching. Use your tactile senses and your sight sense as well. If you see the video I posted before this one, or a couple of videos before this one, for situational awareness, I mentioned all those components which I made up using the letter S in situational awareness: sight, sound, skin, smell, share, and the like. Okay, so everything has to be like, taken into account. So make sure when you are responding to an item, you are actually pointing it or touching it, and be slow. Just be slow when it's and see how I am composing myself to read, or reply rather, to respond to every item that is being challenged to me by my first officer who's reading the checklist. Okay, you don't need to go brrr, like, fast, like it doesn't, no matter, you will do it infinite times in your career. Let's put it that way. Well, that's a bit too unrealistic, but let me put it so, you will do these checklists every single time. It will become part of your memory, we know, but do not rely on that. People have become complacent. They have missed out things because it's like, it's again the same thing. Nothing is like that. Nothing whatsoever is like that. Please, every flight, take every checklist, no matter it's the same one, like you're doing it for the first time. Okay, please make sure this message is taken on board, and please make sure it's applied, because it will definitely save you from embarrassments. Okay, so once again, before we continue the video, because my narration will stop here, then I'll just let the video play on how I'm doing the checklists. Once again, look, touch, or point, and pause. All right, pause first of all, then you look at it. So for example, if they say alternate gear doors and landing gear inhibit switch, first of all you pause, then you look, then you touch. Okay, if you can't reach there, tell the first officer to touch it. All right, parking brake, pause, look at the parking brake, then you touch it, and then you acknowledge its rightful position, and then you point to what pressure it's showing you. Develop this discipline, develop this habit for any aircraft, any operations you do. Develop this, and it has to be slow. All right, you don't just say before start checks, you don't do those things. Okay, it's not a playground. Okay, take everything seriously, because believe me, some people have learned the hard way, and it's not very nice. Okay, so here we go, and I hope this presentation will be valued. Any comments is welcome. Thank you very much for your attention. Let's go and do the checklists. With the briefing then, let's do pre-flight checklist, please.
Pre-flight checklist.
Go ahead.
External checks.
Completed.
Documentation.
We have load sheet to come, and the tech log to be complete as well.
Logging devices.
Stowed, removed.
Pre-flight checklist completed. Documentation to come. Next origination before start.
Go ahead.
GPU.
APU is on.
Gear pins not lock.
Stowed, removed.
Circle fan.
Reset fan is on.
External checks.
External checks are complete.
Cockpit preparation.
Just the FMS to enter the performance data. The rest, everything is done.
Origination before start completed. Next before start.
Go ahead before start checks.
Briefing.
Completed.
Alternatives.
1014 set on 3. I'm reading 180. Confirm your set.
Reading 190.
190. Okay, 10 feet.
Escape hatch.
Escape hatch is closed.
Alternate gear doors and inhibit switch.
Closed, and norm. Also, the bottom one here is also closed.
Circuit breakers.
Okay, left side, they're all intact. Checked.
Check flight. Battery master made of zen standby.
Battery master milk number on.
Passenger signs.
They are on.
Emergency light.
On.
Anti-skid is on. Fuel transfer quantity.
Fuel transfer is off. Quantity is checked, and we can also check on the FFT. It's off and checked.
Pressurization.
Auto and okay, on, and pressure is checked.
Power level solution.
Disk and fuel off.
FMS takeoff data.
Takeoff data has been seen. FMS is a performance to go.
And
Flight number is set. So you have seen how this checklist has been conducted. Also, just not to forget, remember the ducting of the oxygen mask. It must be in the green. Make sure that the green indications are being shown there. The fire extinguisher, this is just before you enter the flight again. The fire extinguisher is also in the green, and all the components behind your seat, under the CB rack, and everything are in proper order. Okay, any doubtful things that you come across, raise to the maintenance personnel. They are there to assist you and solve your problems regarding technical issues. Once again, I'll say pilots are operators, are not mechanics. So you need to understand this boundary. So you can't just do their job thinking that I can just do this and I'll be done. No, ask them. They know better what to do, okay, within their areas of jurisdiction. All right, so check every single thing, and I can't overemphasize this one. I hope the message is being taken seriously. The bottom line is pay attention to detail with due diligence and do everything carefully. Every switch, every value, every knob, everything in the flight deck has to be attended to with respect. Okay, no matter what it is. Okay, please make sure this is done. It will save you and bring a bit more discipline in your operations as well. Okay, till the next time, thank you so much for watching my presentations. Hope you're liking them, and please do share them as well. As I keep saying, sharing is part of our job in the aviation community. Fly safe.